Hi, everybody. This is Kim Case with the New Jersey STEM Pathways Network and with the Research and Development Council of New Jersey. Thanks, everybody, for joining our first STEM Month webinar regarding the 2019 year. So we will again be hosting STEM Month in March of 2019. So I hope some of the people on the phone today took part in STEM Month last year, and I hope we have some new attendees as well, and we'll provide you guys with a lot of information about the success of last year's STEM Month, and then also the ways that you can get involved for the upcoming STEM Month. If you guys, the first thing I want to say is there is a short video that I'm going to show in a little bit, so if you can put audio on your computers so you can hear the video, I think that would be really helpful. And also, if you have any questions, I think you can simply raise your hand on the toolbar that's here as part of the webinar, and we will unmute you. Or you can also ask questions in the questions box. So right now everybody's muted because we just have a little too many people on the call to let everyone have audio. So I'll get started and we'll get through all of this pretty quickly and then answer any questions you guys have. So again, we are hosting STEM Month as the New Jersey STEM Pathways Network, along with the Research and Development Council of New Jersey and the state of New Jersey. Just to give you some quick background for those of you who are on the call that may not be familiar with the STEM Pathways Network, this is something that started in 2014 by the Office of the Secretary of Higher Education at the time, Secretary Hendricks, and with the real leadership from Laura Overdeck, who is chair of the Overdeck Family Foundation and founder of Bedtime Math, which is a great program for one, for preschoolers to do math at bedtime, and also there's other elementary and middle school programs that have rolled out of that. So right now, the Research and Development Council of New Jersey is managing the SPN, so myself, and then many of you probably know Alex Corona, who is helping with the leadership of the SPN, and then, of course, with support from Veronica Gonzalez at the Teaching Institute for Excellence in STEM. Last on this slide is just the goal of the SPN, or the vision, aiming to attract, cultivate, and retain a 21st century workforce in New Jersey, and ensuring that we remain a top competitor in STEM industry and continue our rich history of innovation that we all should be very proud of. Let me see. So, interesting. Okay, so STEM Month is an annual event that we have started in New Jersey in March. And it's highlighting the accomplishments that we have here in New Jersey in science, technology, engineering, math, and innovation. It started in 2015 out of the Research and Development Council and was New Jersey STEM Week. At the time, that is sort of the goal that we had, was to dedicate a week to STEM in the state to celebrate all of the incredible accomplishments across the state. And so we did that for a couple of years, and then had support always from the governor's office and the legislature. So we always get a gubernatorial proclamation and a legislative resolution. Last year, really out of the suggestion of Secretary Hendricks about thinking bigger about STEM Week, we challenged ourselves and decided to propose an entire month dedicated to STEM. So March now, starting last year, and will continue hopefully for a long time, March will now be New Jersey STEM Month, and we also get the legislature to proclaim that, as well as a gubernatorial proclamation from the governor's office. Should also just acknowledge Assemblyman Andrew Zwicker's critical role in this and supporting all the work that we've been doing and anything that we can do to support STEM and innovation in the state. So I think that the next couple of slides are going to be really helpful to people on the phone and other people who, on their computers, and other people who maybe will review the webinar and the presentation later on. This is going to give you some information about why it's important to do this work here in New Jersey. So these are some really great, I think, statistics and facts about, what New Jersey is in terms of STEM. So we have the most scientists and engineers per square mile in the universe. We're not 100% sure maybe about the universe, but we always say in the world, so we're thinking that clearly in the universe that this will be the case as well, and certainly by any definition of this world in terms of scientists and engineers. So we think that that's a really great fact to use. The other is the Bloomberg does a innovation index for the U.S. every year, and we're constantly in the top 5. I think we go anywhere from 3, 4 to 5, depending the last couple of years. And the last is New Jersey is home to 8-time Nobel Prize powerhouse Nokia Bell Labs. This is really important when you think about industry and also the conversations that you hear about Silicon Valley and New Jersey trying to remain competitive in the nation and in the globe. Nobel Prize is the most elite prize when it comes to this type of work, and there, as far as I know, there isn't another industry member who has this many Nobel Prizes, but there are a lot of academic institutions that do get a lot of prizes, clearly. But industry, New Jersey is home to the best. Some other good statistics for you guys to use: more than 300 biotech companies and 20 pharmaceutical and medical technology firms call New Jersey home. That's why we really are the medicine chest of the world. This is 13 of the world's top 20 major facilities have employment at 120,000 people, which is a lot. 29% of the FDA drugs approved in the world are here in New Jersey from companies that are headquartered here. And then lastly, the merging of Rutgers and UMDNJ have made New Jersey State University the top 30 research funded in research grants in the amount of, I think they're somewhere around 700 million now, but that's a pretty close number. So why celebrate STEM? Why is this an opportunity for us on the phone and here in the state? Clearly, there's still an opportunity because we've got 6 million high school students graduating. Only 1.6 million have indicated interest in pursuing a STEM career. That there still is a need to make gains in 4th and 8th grade science, which I know that a lot of our K through 12 people on the phone have been looking at. This resounds with me, and I'm sure with anyone on the phone who, in terms of teaching, but also having your own kids, there are 1.4 open STEM jobs for every unemployed person. STEM workers earn 26% more than their non-STEM counterparts. STEM jobs will grow by 9% in New Jersey over the next 10 years. Other jobs are only growing at 5%. And then you can see the breakdown in terms of computing, engineering, and advanced manufacturing. So for all of us who are really all in STEM, we really are in the right place here. Some other nice graphics. Half of all STEM jobs don't require a 4-year degree and pay on average $53,000. It's 10% higher than non-STEM jobs. And then almost all of the 30 fastest growing occupations in the next decade require at least some background in STEM. And I know we're all on the same page on that in terms of curriculum and coursework for our students. And this came from Change the Equation, which I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with. Impact, right? So this is good for like our industry people when you're trying to give them a fact of the importance of this work. So the U.S. would gain an extra $2.5 trillion in GDP between now and 2050 if its students scored at the international average on math and science tests. That is, that's real progress, certainly. New Jersey STEM Month. So our highlights for 2018, and I want to thank anyone who's on the phone who took part in STEM Month for last year and making it such a great success and for your work in putting together events and coming with us to the State House and giving us blog information. So just want to do a quick thank you to those people. So go through these really quick. What we got in terms of information out of STEM Month from last year, 8,100 learners were impacted. We had 101 unique STEM Month events in the month of March in 2018. And I say last year, I know we're still in 2018, but you know what I mean, last STEM Month. 54 participating organizations, and we hope to grow that number this year. 13 New Jersey counties were impacted. And then in terms of our social media, 210 unique entries for our social media sweepstakes and 32,000 impressions. We also got a good amount of press for STEM Month, and we looked at that readership in the area of 420,000 readers, and 24 state legislative representatives were part of STEM Month last year, and we hope to grow that again. Really quick, I wanted to jump to our website just to give everyone an idea of, let's see if it'll let me do it. So this is where some of our great stories came from STEM Month last year, our mini grants. This is on the New Jersey STEM Pathways Network website, as you can see. So these are some of the great events that we were able to contribute an amount up to $500 to support. So here you have the New Jersey Makers Day Fair. There's a Makers Day at a Boys and Girls Club. 6th grade Extraordinary Science Design Challenge and 8th grade Rube Goldberg Challenge. I think also this was a industry event, Leaders in Technology panel. Here are our friends at Delran on our STEM crawl throughout their district and their ecosystem. So these were all the entries from our STEM Month mini grant award winners last year, and they were just, just a great job overall and great stories to share. Let's see if I can now successfully go back to where I was. Now, we knew that this was going to be an issue. If you give me 1 second, I will find it. Now you're going to see all my emails. Wait, give me a second. It's going to happen. Here we go. Just let me slide back through again. And this is probably going to happen again when I go through my video. But we also did highlight the STEM Month from last year with this great video. And this is what I was telling people earlier, if they could put their audio on. I'm just going to play it really quick for us. And we hope to do this again this year and highlight more people who've taken part in STEM Month. And maybe there also could be a way for people to submit their own content for it. If I hit play right here, it's just going to take me out again, unfortunately, but I'll try and get it back.
New Jersey STEM Month is a month to celebrate all the great things that are going on in STEM in New Jersey. Science
Okay, should I start it over?
It's actually a little bit choppy, so I wonder if we should just send the link out to folks.
Okay, that's a shame. Okay. All right, well, sorry about that.
We can try it again.
No, if it's choppy, we can just move on. We can certainly send the link out to everybody. Technology is just like never on 100% on our side here. Well, we could send it out to everybody. I think it's a great way to showcase what we did last year. There's some good highlights in it. We do have Assemblyman's Wicker in it. It's coming across well on my computer, but you just never know how these things are going to work. I'll send that out to everybody, and know that it's an asset for you to use when you're soliciting support for STEM Month for 2019. It's on the SPN website, so you can just you can check it out there as well, and know that we'd like to continue and make another one for 2019. And maybe there's a way that we can get your event or your organization to be a part of it. So, you know, how can you get involved for STEM Month in 2019? We want everybody to take part in this. We want to make it, you know, a bang out success, even greater than it was last year, and really continue that momentum and solidify March as being STEM Month in the state of New Jersey. So similar to last year, we want people to host events in support of STEM Month. These don't necessarily have to be, you know, unique events for STEM Month. I mean, so many of you are already doing work so in the STEM field. So it's, you know, you can either kind of, if you can finesse it and have your event instead of February or April, hosted in March. If you want to create a new event for STEM Month, that's fine as well. But really what we want to do is populate our STEM Month calendar on the STEM Pathways website with all of the great events that you're doing. We do that all year long as well, so always feel free to give us any of your events, but we really want to pack a lot into STEM Month in March. So there's a link below, and you can check out the calendar there, and there's a way to, on the calendar, to apply to have your event posted and listed as a STEM Month event. Aside from that, social media is a great way to get exposure for your organization and your activity and to highlight STEM Month. So there's the hashtag NJ STEM Month. You're going to see this coming out more and more from the SPN over the course of the month coming up, and feel free to use this as well. And there will be there's going to be a competition around this using this hashtag and social media to support STEM Month. We do go to the State House. We've been doing that since we started STEM Week as well. This is a great, I think, group picture of some of our people who attended last year. So we're at the State House in Trenton. I think I can promise to those people who went last year that we will not have the same difficulties with parking and chaos. We literally just were at the State House on a day where there were so many different things going on. And like I said, I've been doing this for several years now. I've never experienced anything like it. So I know we had some people who were so excited to come, and parking was an issue, and getting in the State House, there was security and all that. I would venture to say that it's just not going to happen that way this year. It'll be easy breezy for you to get in, for you to park, and for you to find space in the State House. Also, depending on the interest, we can get bigger. We were in 2 rooms this year. We can grow from there. So obviously you have an interest in this, you'll let us know, and we'll make sure that we get the appropriate space in advance. I think, again, a big success for last year were our mini grants, up to $500 to support a STEM Month activity, things like materials, food, transportation. I could throw swag in there. So things that you feel like are really going to support whatever event you're hosting in STEM Month, you can apply for up to $500 in funding from the SPN, and obviously our funding came from the Overdeck Family Foundation. We will send out a submission form for the mini grant funding. We're going to have it open from April 15th to January. Give people some time during the kind of hustle and bustle of the Thanksgiving and then the holidays in December for people to have a little bit of time, but know that we are going to close. And it is going to be a rolling process. So I would get your submissions in as early as possible for your events. The other opportunity is being part of the host committee for STEM Month. You know, we would want you to commit to hosting a STEM Month event. We want you to tell us how many learners you think will be impacted by your event. If you're in a classroom, maybe it's 20. If you're in a school district, maybe it's a couple hundred. If you're part of a professional organization, maybe it's 50. So we want to keep track of the data of the amount of people that are being impacted by this work. We would like you to consider putting an op-ed in your local paper. And I think STEM Month is a great platform for you to be able to do that. So you can think now about what you would like to highlight. And certainly Alex and I can help you with that as well, determining who the right person is at the paper to talk to, and what an op-ed should look like in terms of word count and whatnot. We'd like you to engage your state legislator at your event, so invite them, and again, we can help you. We have a list of all the legislators and their contact info, but I encourage you to invite them earlier on, and hopefully if they're not in legislative session, they can attend your event. And then part of the host committee benefit is that you're going to be involved in planning STEM Month events at the state level, including planning the State House event, and then also our STEM Funders Roundtable breakfast. We will have a Google form sent out tomorrow for anybody who's interested. Please fill that out, and then we'll be reaching out to people in the upcoming weeks to put together this committee. So we are looking for sponsors for STEM Month. That's to support what we're doing at the state level, but also at the local level. So part of that is raising funds for the mini grants, raising funds for the SPN's initiatives at large, including training for educators and students, regional events, and just in general, our goal of elevating New Jersey as a global leader in STEM and innovation. So these are our sponsorship levels. We'll be providing more information on that in the near future, but know that this is out there. If you have partners who would like to be recognized at the state level, there are a lot of good benefits with being a sponsor. So we can make those connections hopefully in the next coming weeks. I can reach out to any contacts you have, or if you'd like to provide them with sponsorship information, you can let me know, and we can work on that. I think that there's a lot of good opportunities here, though, for sponsors to be associated with New Jersey STEM Month. This is just a screenshot of the STEM Pathways Network and submitting your event for New Jersey STEM Month. You can click on that, and there's a form that pops up. And this is just information on how you can connect with Alex or myself on STEM Month or anything related to the SPN, as always. I just want to leave that if anyone needs it. I'll come back to it. The other thing we'd like you to do is visit us, obviously, on njsstempathways.org. Alex, did you want to mention to them our Twitter?
Yeah. If you're not already, please follow us at njstempathways on Twitter. If you guys are in your browser right now, open up a new tab, give us a follow, because we're going to be giving you a lot of updates through social media this year. So at njstempathways on Twitter.
Sorry, I was talking, but you weren't hearing me. So I'll leave this up right here if you guys need to connect with us, but I wanted to open up and see if there's any questions. The one thing that we didn't have in this presentation, I have to check and see who my attendees are. I don't know if I can see them. Do we have anyone on the phone from Delran?
We do.
Can we maybe, if Erica has her hand up anyway, can Erica, one, she can ask her question, but two, can she just maybe describe really quickly what the Delran STEM Crawl was last year? Because I just thought that was a terrific event.
Thanks.
Sure, Erica, you're unmuted.
Hi, everybody. It's Erica DeMichelle from Delran. Mary Jo Hutchinson, I think, is also on the line. We are K through 12 supervisors in a district of about 3,100 students in Burlington County. Our ecosystem is comprised of the Delran Township Schools as the lead ecosystem member, but we have a multitude of higher ed and business partners who helped us to make our STEM Crawl be a cradle to career opportunity for members of the community who wanted to see just what an ecosystem does. So we started at our lower elementary, and I believe that in the video that Kim just tried to show us, that you'll see some of our students at the K through 2 level who are working with building blocks called Imagination Playground, and those are intended to help kids understand block coding at a very young level. It also gets them moving, and that's what you want to do with littles. You want to get them up and moving and starting to build, and they built a lot of different things that day for us, including different animals that had different defensive techniques and body parts. So that was fun. We then also looked at our rain gardens that are at that building that help to clean and harness about 10,000 gallons of stormwater runoff and allow for the playground to be open more frequently. We also went over to our high school and saw our biotech facility, which has an incredible greenhouse. And we also have been working with Schneider Electric and developed a very, very large solar array to help save energy in our school district. We moved on to Rowan College at Burlington County, and their professors showed us STEM in action there. And many of our Delran graduating seniors attend Rowan College at Burlington County, which is only about a 15-minute ride away. We're currently working closely with our CBC on the possibility of an NSF grant that's going to help us and them to create a digital fabrication laboratory space in Delran schools and an excellence for STEM education at our CBC with alignment of our curricula. Finally, we went on to our business partner, Radwell International, and they hosted our luncheon at the end and showed how STEM in the workplace is constantly a part of their everyday, and took a fun bus tour. So it's been a while since a lot of people had been on a school bus, but that's kind of what our STEM Crawl was. I hope that helped.
Yes, that was great. And this is, you know, in the world of education, we borrow from one another. I encourage people to really think about if you can do some sort of STEM crawl. We're toying with the idea at the state level, what we can do potentially. We have a little bit more ground to cover, but if in your own ecosystem or your district or within your organization, you can think about ways to do it. People really like the idea of it. Like Erica said, being on the bus, certainly on the school bus, seeing kids, then seeing industry. I mean, really just so well done. So Erica and Mary Jo, just such a great job that they did. And so I encourage you to think about that idea as well. And you can go back to the page that I was on the SPN for the mini grants, the blogs, and you can see other ideas that people had. I see Doug Baldwin is also on the webinar, and I know that he's definitely sent out information about the mini grants to his constituents, and we got a lot of applications for them. So Doug, I don't know if there's anything, if you have an opportunity to say anything about anybody that got the mini grant and what their uses were.
Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Yeah, no, we got a really great response as far as our different site locations that were participating in our event in relation to the mini grants. So you know, a lot of them went to fund individual workshops, from electronics prototyping to you know, activities for sort of you know, the K to 5 realm, and then some of them were used to support volunteers that were at sort of larger events. And I know at the library where I work at, we were fortunate enough to get a mini grant there from our organizer there, and she used that a lot to support the many volunteers that we had that were doing different stations, that were helping with logistics, because our event is a little bit larger than some of the others. So yeah, it was really sort of a variety of different uses, and I know that they were very appreciative of having the support.
Great. Yeah, I mean, I know it's not a lot of money, and we can try. I'd love to try and build up in the future like a larger amount, but that small amount, I think we're letting people be creative with it. So it's just, if it's a matter of just hosting, wanting some food for event to make it feel, like a more quality event, or like Doug said, I mean, some of the libraries needed electronics and they needed certain kits and they didn't have enough money to fund that. And so I think that we did make a big impact, even though it was a small amount of money. Does anyone else have any questions? If you want to just click on your hand raised, I'll take one more sweep around. Erica, you still have your hand up, so I don't know if you still want to talk.
Oh, no, I just wanted you to know I was here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Other than that, we are going to get back together, certainly in the next, probably within the next month or 6 weeks, do another webinar to see where we're at. I encourage people to want to join the host committee if they have an interest in making a bigger event. I think that it'd be a good opportunity for you to have, bring your ideas and creativity to STEM Month for 2019. I think that we have a lot of support in this administration for this event. And so, there could be an opportunity for us to engage the governor at a greater level. So, I think the sky is the limit for this. And so I hope everyone starts their planning for March of 2019 New Jersey STEM Month. And obviously, Alex and I are here to answer any questions and support you in any way that we can. So for now, just be on the lookout for a follow-up email on this, and then I hope I get to talk to you guys again soon. Thank you.